Hello guys and welcome to this new episode. Today we are going to talk about animals that apparently can handle alcohol very well, and in particular we're going to talk exactly about this kind of animal. Obviously, as you guys have seen already from the picture, we're not talking about the elephants. Indeed, elephants do not have the gene and therefore they are not attracted to alcohol. Instead, we're talking about a very small animal that is hamsters. So today we're going to talk about these cute little animals and how they can handle drinks. Hamsters, indeed, they do nothing else but amassing ryegrass seeds, and those seeds are being eaten throughout winter. Quick parenthesis and quick digression would be that ryegrass was known and is present in its ancient Greek term zizanium in the Bible, and is known as an infesting type of grass, and indeed in other languages the expression that comes from zizanium means indeed to sow discord, right? So in that sense you can kind of understand the root of this, the historical root of this grass. And so going back to the point, hamsters, what they do is they eat those seeds. They don't just eat them though, they store them, and then they leave it there. They want the seeds to ferment so that they can increase the level of alcohol that the seeds themselves contain. According then to the new research that has been brought up to light by Gwen Lupfer, who works as a researcher at the University of Anchorage in Alaska, those little animals can eat up to 20 grams per kilo. Now, hamsters, they're not very large animals, and therefore we not get an hamster that is like 5 kilos and is a super giant / destroyer of the entire earth hamster, but it's still like quite the quantity there. Now, how is this possible? How is it possible that hamsters can gorge up to 20 grams of ethanol per kilo? That is because of a simple explanation, a magical liver that they find themselves naturally endowed with. A magical liver that can actually rapidly process the amount of alcohol so that the alcohol itself doesn't get into their blood. So no cirrhosis of the liver, which is wonderful. However, keep in mind that you have to be careful, that you're not hamsters, and that drinking causes serious issues. Now, with that being said, this video doesn't stop here, but goes on and evaluates the effects of alcohol on rodents. And so we are gonna move on with a different though very similar type of animal to the hamsters that we have recently just talked about, and we're gonna evaluate the effects of alcohol on their behavior. So now we are going to discuss the results of an experiment on water vole, which is again this little rodent that is frequently studied because his behavior is very similar to ours. So scientists from the Oregon Health and Science University in Oregon, US, have carried out some interesting research. By the way, I just want to get invited to this research because they are so cool. And what happened was that they gave to a group of water voles, they gave them like some water and some alcohol from which to choose. Now, of course, the behavior in the sense of water bowls is totally identical to the behavior of hamsters, and so they have preferred alcohol naturally. And we know that rodents can afford to take a drop too much, and so some of them they actually got drunk. Some of them were slightly more sober. Now, in the male individuals that were slightly more sober, the behavior was absolutely identical to what had been studied previously, right? And therefore, what they saw was that they preferred to interact and relate with other female individuals that they knew that they had some previous relationship with. And that happened in spite of the fact that there were single new water bowls to which they could, entertain or establish some kind of relationship, some kind of dynamic. That behavior is also exactly the opposite of the behavior that was visible to researchers. The behavior of hamsters that were actually water bowls, just to be precise, that were slightly more drunk, because in this case they preferred the new water bowls to the old ones, so to speak. So in this sense, there's nothing new. This is a very typical behavior that we can observe in males across species. But the interesting question here becomes why? And to answer that why, we have to also acknowledge the behavior of female individuals, right? So in females, alcohol increases the levels of anxiety and discomfort, and therefore they try to re-establish an old balance with their previous or previously known partners, whereas in males it actually makes them alcohol makes them like more relaxed, more calm, and they are less inhibited, and therefore they like interactions. So this is not about like having affairs, but more about different levels of anxiety and different reactions to alcohol, which is also something that can be considered as a relatively like a good explanation for the human being behaviors, right? And or the behaviors of human beings, and therefore that enlighten us on why we act in a certain way when we are under alcohol. So with that being said, guys, I'd like to thank you first of all for watching the video, and second of all, I would like to get all your comments and all your thoughts on what we have discussed. So comment below, don't miss out this opportunity. We'll talk some more next time. Bye.